studies show the richer you are, the worse you tip. Here's the psychology. University of California, Berkeley study. Researchers watched people leaving restaurants, tracked their cars. Luxury cars tipped an average of 13%. Economy cars, 17%. Another study, Cornell University. Higher income diners tipped 15%. Lower income, 19.5%. It's not a fluke, it's a pattern. And it gets worse. Paul Piff, psychologist at UC Berkeley, did a series of experiments. He put people in fake job interviews where they were told they were either rich or poor for the study. Then he watched their behavior. The rich people took more candy from a jar meant for children. They cheated more in games. They were more likely to lie in negotiations. And they tipped less. Just pretending to be wealthy made people less generous, immediately. Why? Empathy erosion. When you have money, you're insulated from struggle. You don't stress about rent. You don't count change. You don't skip meals to save money. You forget what it's like. Servers become invisible, not people working 2 jobs to survive, just part of the transaction, like a vending machine. You don't tip a vending machine. But here's the thing that'll make you furious. Rich people can afford to tip more. They just don't. A 20% tip on a $100 meal is $20. That's 2 lattes to a rich person. It's groceries to the server. But in the wealthy person's mind, it's the principle. Why pay more than I have to? That's how you stay wealthy. Nickel and diming everything. Even the person who just served you for an hour. Meanwhile, working class people tip better. Not because they're smarter, because they've been the server. They know what it's like. They remember. Studies show lower income people donate a higher percentage of their income to charity. They're more likely to help strangers, more likely to tip generously, because empathy is proximity. The closer you are to struggle, the more you feel it in others. But wealth creates distance, literal and psychological. You stop seeing people, you see transactions. Empathy is a muscle. Money atrophies it. The irony? The people who can afford to be generous are the least likely to be. And the people who can't afford it tip anyway. Because they remember what it's like to depend on someone else's generosity. Subscribe to @CashflowCoach for the psychology of money nobody talks about.